as predicted, there are 2 new masters in Kingshot. I thought there would be actually 3 of them because that is exactly what happened in Whiteout Survival. But the 2 masters that we have now gotten are exactly pretty much like Whiteout Survival. And they are going to be Wilson, which is an alliance boosting, kind of like event boosting. And then the other one, she is going to be a Swordland focused master, which is very, very, very nice, especially because now we have the Swordland League. So she's going to be one of the most important masters, and you can see right here I have just gotten her. So now you can see that I have the 2 new masters here. They are not unlocked yet. I've gotten only a few points, but that's from just doing this stuff. Now Wilson and Guinevere, she is going to be the Swordland one. So how do you unlock them? Well, of course, doing this stuff where you spend your supplies every day, but actually doing auto is probably the best because you get to choose, and there are some choices that are better than others. But once you have them both appear here, the only thing you need to do is come to Swordland. Now you can see that I've been saving these blue satchel or adventure supply for a long time, and this is exactly for this reason, because I do keep them. You go up here and then you choose the hero of your choice. So you can see he's up here, and now you do auto here, and this is going to be much more focused on him. Now you can see already I have an event with him. All you need to do is get him to 1,000. Then I'll switch to Guinevere, and then I'll do the same with her, and then that's it. You've unlocked them. You can still spend some blue ones to level them up a bit further for free, but I would recommend keeping some of these. Don't spend them all, because as new masters come out, you get to kind of like get them much faster by having some. Okay, and here we go. Now I got Wilson unlocked, and here he is walking into my little city. So now I can start leveling up his skills. I will now finish the other one, Guinevere, and you can see it cost me, you know, about 25 of these tokens for him to go to where I needed him to be. So now I will select Guinevere, select here. Now she's already at 200, so it might be a little bit faster. And here we go. Now I have Guinevere unlocked. It cost me about 20 more of these blue satchel. And here she comes in her very nice Swordland focused room. Now, which one of these masters is actually worth investing in? And is it worth investing in them over any of the other masters? First, Wilson. Wilson is very focused on PvE account growth type of stuff. It doesn't really give you any advantage in the battlefield. So definitely not a well-focused one at all. However, free-to-play and low spenders will get a lot of value from Wilson, but only certain skills. His passive is all regarding the Alliance shop. So the Alliance shop is very valuable for stuff every week. Basically, you come here in your Alliance and you can see 5% discount. So you get some really good stuff. Like, for example, here I'm getting 500 VIP XP. Like, that's very decent. It does add up. For a whale or a spender, all of this is worth a few dollars a week. If you're spending regularly, this is not worth that much to you. You also get extra chest rewards, so that's the currency. So you get more currency thanks to him. So when you come here, like all these chests, whatever, like you can see here, he gives you more. So there's a chance of getting like pretty large amounts, to be honest. So like, there is really a lot of stuff you can get here. There is a lot of value in this shop. And here is, like, this shop, I never have a hard time emptying it. You don't need to spend any money to empty this shop, but you most likely won't have so much extra afterwards. So this is easier to empty if you get more tokens. So there is definitely value in Wilson. I just wouldn't say that maxing him would be my priority, because I don't have a hard time already emptying the shop by just logging in every day and doing some stuff. Now, out of the 4 skills, this one is Alliance Mobilization. So more points and more like tier rewards for getting different levels. So there's of course a lot of value here. Once again, Forge Hammers, XP, True Gold if you get to level 10. And usually these heroes that have a lot of green skills, like, they're not as expensive to level compared to the ones who give PvP power. So definitely something reachable for lower spenders. And I would say definitely worth it. It's very important for Alliance. There's a lot of rewards, and if you play actively and do missions, it's good. But like, the amount of reward you get here again is worth a certain amount of dollars every few weeks that you get Alliance Mobilization. Like, it's not like a once a week event, it's like a few weeks event. So it does happen often enough that this is worth it, but it's not going to be, in my opinion, the most important skills that you want to invest all the tokens in. First of all, the second skill here is going to be Alliance Championship, attracting blah blah blah, increased badge earn, and the shop gains 1 extra item. Now this one a little bit more interesting, because Alliance Championship right here, you can see this one happens every week. You get this regularly, and you have a lot of really valuable reward. I never have enough tokens here to buy everything that I want. I love the emblems. Like, there's a lot of master stuff here. So this is a win-win. By leveling Wilson, you get more tokens to level up masters, and a lot of pet stuff, some tokens every week. So there is a lot of value here. So this is really, really good. And getting an extra item is also going to be, you know, nice. You can see these are the extra items. So again, you get more master stuff, and because you get more badges, like all the way up to 50% and 3 more items, that means that you're getting a lot more value out of this event that is happening every single week on your server. So definitely high value there. Now this one is Viking. Viking, not my favorite event, quite boring, but decent reward, even though I find people min-maxing Viking to get like a little bit of extra reward, and the rewards in general are pretty low versus someone who's just AFK getting minimum basic point and someone who's trying harding and getting top 1. I don't find a very big difference in reward. It's worth participating, and going crazy, not as much. However, to each their own, and there is definitely something here. Like, you get more points, and the one that's really good here is every 200k points earned, you get a chest reward up to 1 per event. So the reward of the chest is decent, not anything incredible, but you know, it's decent. Like, it's worth something. You're obviously going to get a lot of like satin, which, you know, it's not that valuable, but when you get to the last level, 50% more points will of course get you more rewards, but also 10 chests. So getting 10 of these chests is decent. Like, you're starting to talk about some decent amount of extra reward. But again, Viking is not an event that happens every week. It's an event that happens every few weeks, which means that it's good, but like investing hundreds of dollars worth of tokens of masters into a hero like Wilson for something that you get like $5 of reward every 3 weeks, well, there's just not as much value. It's still decent, it's very good, and lower spenders in free-to-play, like, you don't have to get to level 10, but getting these skills leveled up a little bit will just add a little bit of value for sure. Many of the masters are going to be very important for rally leaders and garrison leaders, but if you're just a joiner, a lot of the masters, you can skip their skills. So this becomes where Wilson, there's more value. Like, Pan is very good, Valora's skills are very good. Wilson will also become very good for the people who want to grow their account without spending too much. Now, last but not least, we have Alliance Brawl. So this is, again, very decent. Like, you get more points in Alliance Brawl, and you get extra reward tier. Now, the reward tier are okay. Like, the caravan voucher is worth like 100 or 200 gems. Like, if you're resetting your caravan a few times, you know, you can go up to 500 gems, but it's not a huge amount of reward. Neither is this. Like, this is worth like less than $1. The emblems are good. Like, it's good reward, but again, it's not a lot. Like, it's not worth a lot of in-game currency or money. It's just decent little extra. But I think this is probably the worst skill, and that's because Alliance Brawl, like, it's a good event. Like, I have it currently going on, and this is after KVK. You get this once a month, which means that you're getting more points. Sure, like, if everybody in the alliance gets it, then it makes the competition tougher, and for sure winning Alliance Brawl as an alliance is very good. It's very valuable, but it's still a Wales game. And like, other than the points bonuses, like, everybody's gonna get a few level in Wilson because they're very cheap, the early level, but I wouldn't really go crazy into it. Like, that's just my opinion, but I just, like, a once a month event, I'm not sure if I want to spend tons of token and stuff for that. So that's really just my opinion on Wilson. I would say for sure the Alliance Championship one is probably the most valuable. I get the most value out of the shop there. And then, you know, this one for the mobilization is decent for the milestone. Maybe reach, you know, go for at least milestone 6, and then the 10th maybe not yet. It will take maybe longer, but this looks like a good goal to get. And then this one, same thing. The Viking, you know, go to a milestone where you get a few chests. Like, it seems like it's 1 chest per level, so get the free few levels that you can get with like very low currency, 4, 5, 6 maybe. After that, you know, it's maybe not worth going so crazy into it for something that gives you like $5 pack worth of reward every month. So of course it depends on accounts, but that's just how I'm kind of seeing him. On the other hand, Guinevere is way more interesting for me to invest in first. So of course I'm a spender. So for me, spending $5-10 on the game every month to get exactly what Wilson gives you as reward is worth it if I can spend my master stuff on her. But that's because she is a Swordland focused master, and I love Swordland, and also I'm a strong enough account that during Swordland I do hold 1 or 2 bases with my heroes. I'm not the main rally leader, I'm not the main well, but I'm one of the person who will hold some bases, rally some bases, attack some players. So for me, like any medium spender to high spenders, this has a huge value. And with the Swordland League coming soon, I mean, it's going to be great. Like, anything Swordland related is going to be very important. So for her, for sure, Whales, #1 priority for anyone who cares about Swordland, the skins that comes with it and everything. And this one is the passive, which really just gives bonus stats. So like all the way up to 30% of stats twice. So that's 60% stat. So as someone like me, it's worth leveling her up, but it's really going to be good for whales holding the middle, for example, and holding the point. So it's really decent, very nice stats. Now, her skills are also divided into extra reward and a lot of combat value. So the extra reward ones are very straightforward. This one, you just gain more relic coins. So that's one of the currencies that's in Swordland. So this one is going to be, I think, very important for anybody who's playing seriously on a team, because that means that everybody's getting more points for their team. And I mean, like, that's huge. So definitely a very high priority for people who take Swordland seriously. If you're free to play in a casual alliance and you don't really care about Swordland, or you don't play Swordland, you don't have to care about this here almost at all. But if you're playing and having fun in Swordland and you're an account that makes an impact, even if you're just a joiner in Swordland, it still has an impact. So very important. Now, the other skill, same exact thing. If you're having a high impact in Swordland, this is very important. If you're not having a high impact in Swordland, less important. But this gives you free healing. So you can go up to 1 million free healing troops. For whales, they probably don't care because they're just going to spend 100,000 gems and just heal everything, and they don't care. They have millions of gems, tons of speed ups. For myself, I do spend a little bit of healing and gems and speed ups, but I rather not spend too much of it on healing because I'm not an invincible account that has unlimited stuff. So for me, this is extremely valuable because it makes me last in Swordland longer and have a longer impact, join more rallies, and kill more players. So this is very, very decent. However, none of these two give any reward to your account. Of course, playing Swordland gives reward to your account every time, so playing it is very worth it. But if you're not in a competitive team, spending a lot of Masters currency to invest in these is not going to be very valuable for a very low free-to-play account. I would say this one for sure is probably your best bet to bring more reward to your team. Now, the last two are combat focus. This one is just, again, just stats. So it's another 60% stat. So, of course, again, another whale. And then it goes up to 20. So that means it's very expensive to level up. So this is something that even myself, I probably will reach like level 5 to 10. And it will take me a long time to get to 20. But again, it's good stats. And it's really just important, especially for whales, holding middle, rallying each other. As myself, I'm not really a rally leader. And I'm not really a garrison leader. Like, I'm a decent one. But if a whale rallies me, I still lose. So this doesn't have as much value for me, but definitely high value for whales. And then the last one is going to be, I think, the best skill for, of course, whales. So rally capacity in Swordland. So this is going to be huge. Like, it specifically even says Swordland Summit League. Like, this is #1 must level to level 20 if you want to win Swordland Summit League. So this is really a well-focused one for sure, but it is a must get for any whale who wants to play Swordland Summit. So, you know, there's about 2 or 3 players per team that will really need to have this, and it is going to be very important. So, as a recap, Wilson is definitely going to be valuable for lower spenders. You get a few dollars worth of value every event that he does boost for people who invest in him. He's a lot cheaper to invest in because green skills only have level 10, which is a lot easier to level up than the other ones at level 20. Now I'm going to do some more tests. I'm going to play with them a little bit more. And we are, of course, going to be getting another master. You can see this is already at 6 out of 7, which means the third master that I talked about, which is the KVK master, I believe, will be coming out soon-ish, in my opinion, maybe a few weeks. Because, I mean, it's already 6 out of 7. So that means he's already in the game somewhere. And I believe the next one will be very important, very KVK oriented, which means it's going to be one of the most important one. He has skills that makes people gain points in KVK, like additional percentages. So it's going to be one of the most important one to level for any player. If you have a server that wants to win KVK, leaders are going to ask their members to focus on that and take it seriously. So just keep that in mind when you're spending all of your master stuff. If you have any other tips about the skills, you know, I'm not an expert in everything. These are new masters. I haven't played Wild Survival. So if there's something about these guys that have some hidden value that I didn't mention, feel free to share in the comments below. I'll gladly edit and talk about that on my next video, where I go kind of like over all the master skills and rate them in terms of priority of investment. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.